Hey everyone, I'm Airier, and today's going to be something a little different. This is going to be a combo of something I really enjoy and a try not to laugh challenge. This is going to be Airier reads the Overlord list. I'm not sure how many I'll get in. I want to go until I break down laughing, unless I do it immediately, which is kind of what I do, in which case I'll just keep reading and see how long I can go before I can't breathe. That'll probably be maybe 3 questions in. So yes, without any further ado, this is the Overlord list. The top 100 things I'd do if I ever became an evil overlord. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. Whatever you were thinking, it's completely right. Yes, unless you're wrong. Let's move on. 1. My legions of terror will have helmets with clear plexiglass visors, not face-concealing ones. Okay, didn't lose the cool yet. My ventilation ducts will be too small to crawl through. My noble half-brother, whose throne I usurped, will be killed, not kept anonymously in prison in a forgotten cell of my dungeon. Shooting is not too good for my enemies. The artifact, which is the source of my power, will not be kept on the mountain of despair beyond the river of fire guarded by the dragons of eternity. It will be in my safe deposit box. The same applies to the objects which is my one weakness. I will not gloat over my enemy's predicament before killing them. I kind of would do that. When I've captured my adversary and he says, "Look, before you kill me, will you at least tell me what this is all about?" I'll say, "No!" and shoot him. No. On second thought, I'll shoot him and then say, "No!" After I kidnap the beautiful princess, we will be married immediately in a quiet civil ceremony, not a lavish spectacle in 3 weeks' time, during which the final phase of my plan will be carried out. I will not include a self-destruct mechanism unless absolutely necessary. If it is necessary, it will not be a large red button labeled "Danger, danger, do not push." The red button marked "Do not push" will instead trigger a spray of bullets on anyone stupid enough to disregard it. Similarly, the on-off switch will not clearly be labeled as such. Oh god, I almost laughed there. Okay, 9 in and I've almost started to laugh. Whew, this is going to be a tough one. I will not interrogate my enemies in the inner sanctum. A small hotel well outside my borders will work just as well. I will be secure in my superiority. Therefore, I will feel no need to prove it by leaving clues in the form of riddles or leaving my weaker enemies alive to show they pose no threat. I'm sure that never goes bad. One of my advisors will be a 5-year-old child. Any flaws in my plan that he is able to spot will be corrected before implementation. Why is it the 5-year-old gets me? I really should think about how I phrase that. All slain enemies will be cremated, or at least have several rounds of ammunition emptied into them, not left for dead at the bottom of a cliff. The announcement of their deaths, as well as any accompanying celebration, will be deferred until the aforementioned disposal. The hero is not entitled to a last kiss, a last cigarette, or any other form of last request. I will never employ any device with a digital countdown. If I find that such a device is absolutely avoidable, I will set it to activate when the counter reaches 117. And the hero is just putting his plan into operation. I will never utter the sentence, "But before I kill you, there's just one thing I want to know." When I employ people as advisors, I will occasionally listen to their advice. That's just good advice in general, not just for overlords. I will not have a son, although his laughably underplanned attempt to assert my power would easily fail. It would provide a fatal distraction at a crucial point in time. Said every trope ever. I will not have a daughter. She would be as beautiful as she was evil, but one look at the hero's rugged countenance, and she'd betray her own father. That is part of the evil part, yeah. Despite its proven stress-relieving effect, I will not indulge in maniacal laughter. Oh, but it's fun! When so occupied, it's too easy to miss unexpected developments that a more attentive individual could adjust to accordingly. But it's fun. I mean, like, look at I just went SpongeBob on that. What the fuck? It was an evil laugh. It doesn't count as laughing. It's an evil laugh, damn it. This is still not gonna laugh. Just fuck it up. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. I will hire a talented fashion designer to create original uniforms for my Legion of Terror, as opposed to some cheap knockoffs that make them look like Nazi stormtroopers, Roman foot soldiers, or savage Mongol hordes. All were eventually defeated, and I want my troops to have a more positive mindset. That's completely true. Yeah. No matter how tempted I am with the prospect of unlimited power, I will not consume any energy field bigger than my head. I didn't laugh! I've maintained the cool. It is very non-laughing. I am very composed. And not laughing at my own stupid joke. This is a big one. I will keep a special cache of low-tech weapons and train my troops in their use. That way, even if the heroes manage to neutralize my power generator and or render the standard issue energy weapons useless, my troops will not be overrun by a handful of savages armed with spears and rocks. Oh yeah, that's Star Wars! Yeah, the Ewoks. Oh god, those things are cute. I will maintain a realistic assessment of my strengths and weaknesses. Even though this takes some of the fun out of the job. Yeah, it kind of does. At least I will never utter the line, "No, this can't be! I am invincible!" After that, death is usually instantaneous. No laughing! No matter how well it would perform, I will never construct any sort of machinery which is completely indestructible except for one small and virtually inaccessible vulnerable spot. Death Star! No matter how attractive certain members of the rebellion are, there is probably someone just as attractive who is not desperate to kill me. Therefore, I will think twice before ordering a prisoner sent to my bedchamber. Probably a good plan. I will never build only one of anything important. All important systems will have redundant control panels and power supplies. For the same reason, I will always carry at least 2 fully loaded weapons at all times. Why wouldn't you do that to start with? My pet monster will be kept in a secure cage from which it cannot escape and to which I could not accidentally stumble. Rancor. I will dress in bright and cheery colors, and so throw my enemies into confusion. Not laughing! Not laughing! Not laughing! I'm not laughing, damn it! I am still stone-faced! This is the face of stoicism! Oh, God. All bumbling conjurers, clumsy squires, no talent bards, and cowardly thieves in the land will be preemptively put to death. My foes will surely give up and abandon their quest if they have no source of comic relief. I'm not laughing. All naive, busty tavern wenches in my realm will be replaced with surly, world-weary waitresses who will provide no unexpected reinforcement and or romantic subplot for the hero or his sidekick. I will not fly into a rage and kill a messenger who brings me bad news just to illustrate how evil I really am. Good messengers are hard to come by. Ooh, I don't know, if he said tar and feather, I would have lost it right there. I won't require high-ranking female members of my organization to wear a stainless steel bustier. Morale is better with a more casual dress code. Similarly, outfits made entirely of black leather will be reserved for formal occasions. Ew, my. I will not turn into a snake. It never helps. Why did that have to be the one to get me? Okay, we got it. We're good. 34 is where I lost it, everyone. 34. Let's go through the rest. I will not grow a goatee. In the old days, they made you look diabolic. Now, they just make you look like a disaffected member of Generation X. Fucking A. Why is that so funny? Okay, breathe. Okay, I'm breathing. breathing. I'm breathing. Breathing good. Breathing good. Air's good. I will not imprison members of the same party in the same cell block, let alone the same cell. If they are important prisoners, I will keep only the only key to the cell door on my person instead of handing out copies to every bottom rung guard in the prison. Aww. If my trusted lieutenant tells me my legions of terrors are losing a battle, I will believe him. After all, he is my trusted lieutenant. Usually how it works, but not how it goes down. If an enemy I have just killed has a younger sibling or offspring anywhere, I will find them, and I have killed them immediately. Have them killed immediately, instead of waiting for them to grow up, harboring feelings of vengeance toward me in my old age. If I absolutely must ride into battle, I will certainly not ride at the forefront of my legions of terror, nor will I seek out my opposite number among his army. Well, what if it's her army? Oh, you're going to do that then, huh? Yeah. Oh, no, he's perfect. I will be neither chivalrous nor sporting. If I have an unstoppable superweapon, I will use it as early and as often as possible, instead of keeping it in reserve. Makes sense to me. Once my power is secure, I will destroy all those pesky time travel devices. Yeah. When I capture the hero, I will make sure I also get his dog, monkey, ferret, or whatever sickeningly cute animal capable of untying ropes or filchy keys happen to follow him around. That's a Dragon... Oh, God, that's a Dragon Quest reference, isn't it? I will maintain a healthy amount of skepticism when I capture the beautiful rebel, and she claims she is attracted to my power and good looks, and will gladly betray her companions if I just let her in on my plans. I will only employ bounty hunters who work for money. Those who work for the pleasure of the hunt tend to do dumb things like even the odds or give the other guy a sporting chance. I will make sure I have a clear understanding of who is responsible for what in my organization. For example, if my general screws up, I will not draw my weapon, point it at him, and say, "And here's the price of failure," and then suddenly turn and kill some random underling. Makes sense. If an advisor says to me, "My liege, he is but one man. What can one man possibly do?" I will reply, "This," and kill the advisor. Okay. If I learn that a callow youth has begun a quest to destroy me, I will slay him while he is still a callow youth, instead of waiting for him to mature. I will treat any beast which I cannot control through magic or technology with respect and kindness. Thus, if the control is ever broken, I will not immediately come after me for revenge. If I learn the whereabouts of the one artifact which can destroy me, I will not send all my troops out to seize it. Instead, I will send them out to see something else and quietly put a want ad in the local paper. Want ad! They put a want ad in! My main computers will have their own special operating system that will be completely incompatible with standard IBM and Macintosh PowerBooks. What's a Macintosh PowerBook? Is that Apple? Oh, wow! Just realized this is old. Wow. If one of my dungeon guards begins expressing concerns over the conditions in the beautiful princess's cell, I will immediately transfer him to a less people-oriented position. I will hire a team of board-certified architects and surveyors to examine my castle and inform me of any secret passages, abandoned tunnels, that I might not know about. Why would you have those to begin with? If the beautiful princess that I capture says, "I'll never marry you! Never! Do you hear me? Never!" I will say, "Oh well," and kill her. I will not strike a bargain with demonic beings that attempt to double-cross it simply because I feel like being contrary. The deformed mutants and oddball psychotics will have their place in my legion of terror. However, before I send them out on important covert missions that require tact and subtlety, I will first see if there is anyone else equally qualified who would attract less attention. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Although then you get rid of all the really funny video games that involve really crazy bosses that come one after the other. Or ring race, because they weren't exactly subtle. Although they did seem to not get stopped a lot. My Legion of Terror will be trained in basic marksmanship. Stormtrooper reference. Any who cannot learn to hit a man-sized target at 10 meters will be used for target practice. Well, that's one way to practice morale. The beaties will continue until morale improves. Oh, God. Before, oh, God. Before I can English, employing any capture artifacts or machinery, I will carefully read the owner's manual. Oh, God, they come with owner's manuals? Oh, that's half the fun gone right there. Let's be honest, it's all the fun gone right there. If it becomes necessary to escape, I will never stop to pose dramatically and toss off a one-liner. Bazingard! Yes, it's the evil Bazinga. Bazingard. These gourds are carefully evil. I will never build a sentient computer smarter than I am. Depending on who's saying that, you might not be giving yourself a lot of room there. My 5-year-old child advisor will also be asked to decipher any code I am thinking of using. If he breaks the code in under 30 seconds, it will not be used. Note, this also applies to passwords. Oh, dear God. If my advisor asks, why are you risking everything on such a mad scheme? I will not proceed until I have a response that satisfies them. Might be a while. Because if you're an evil overlord, the mad scheme is probably everything. I will design fortresses hallways with no alcoves or protruding structural supports, which intruders could use for cover in a firefight. Aww. Bulk trash will be disposed of in incinerators, not compactors, and they will not be kept hot. None of that nonsense about flames going through accessible tunnels at predictable intervals. I will see a competent psychiatrist and get cured of all extremely unusual phobias, bizarre compulsive habits, which could prove to be a disadvantage. Does megalomania count as one? Because you might just undo yourself with number 64. If I must have computer systems with publicly available terminals, the maps they display of my complex will have a room clearly marked as the main control room. The room will actually be an execution chamber. The actual main control room will be marked as sewage overflow. Containment. Sewage. My security keypad will actually be a fingerprint scanner. Anyone who watches someone press a sequence of buttons or dusts the pad for fingerprints will then subsequently tries to enter by repeating the sequence will trigger the alarm system. Oh, God, that's actually really smart. Why don't we do that now? No, seriously, why don't we? No matter how many shorts we have in the system, my guards will be instructed to treat every surveillance camera malfunction as a full-scale emergency. Yeah, speaking as someone who works in security, you need more guards. Because those things break if you look at them all the time. I will spare someone who has saved my life sometime in the past. This is only reasonable as it encourages others to do so. However, the offer is good only the one time only. If they want me to spare them again, they better save my life again. Sounds fair. All midwives will be banned from the realm. All babies will be delivered at state-approved hospitals. Orphans will be placed into foster homes, not abandoned in the woods to be raised by wild creatures. Or creatures of the wild. That's Remus and Romulus right there. That's Roman legend. When my guards split up to search for intruders, they will always travel in groups of at least 2. Smart. They will be trained so that if one of them disappears mysteriously while on patrol, the other will immediately initiate an alert and call for backup instead of quizzically peering around a corner. Horror memes. If I decide to test a lieutenant's loyalty and see if she should be made a trusted lieutenant, I will have a crack squad of marksmen standing by in case the answer is no. If all the heroes are standing together around a strange device and begin to taunt me, I will pull out a conventional weapon instead of using my unstoppable super weapon on them. I have a death ray! We have a shield! Desert Eagle, motherfucker. I will not agree to let the heroes go free if they win a rigged contest, even though my advisors assure me it is impossible for them to win. Impossible, I say? Or unlikely? Not really sure what the finger was for. I was going to do a Dr. Evil thing, but no. When I create a multimedia presentation of my plan, designed so that my 5-year-old advisor can easily understand the details, I will not label the disc Project Overlord and leave it lying on top of my desk. I will instruct my Legions of Terror to attack the hero en masse instead of standing around waiting while members break off and attack 1 or 2 at a time. Yeah. If the hero runs up to my roof, I will not run up after him and struggle with him in an attempt to push him over the edge. I will also not engage him at the edge of a cliff. In the middle of a rope bridge or over a river of molten lava is not even worth considering. So many tropes there. If I have a fit of temporary insanity and decide to give the hero the chance to reject a job as my trusted lieutenant, I will retain enough sanity to wait until my current trusted lieutenant is out of earshot before making the offer. Wow! That one does happen. That was Star Wars. That was Star Wars New Episode 3. I will not tell my Legion of Terror, and he must be taken alive. The command will be, and try to take him alive if reasonably practical. Doesn't really have the same pizzazz, but if it works. If my doomsday weapon device happens to come with a reverse switch, why? As soon as being employed, it will be melted down and made into limited edition commemorative coins. Why would you do that? That is evil. They're coins. They're commemorative coins. They're worthless. I know I just triggered someone. You're welcome. If my weakest troops fail to eliminate a hero, I will send out my best troops instead of wasting time with progressively stronger ones as he gets closer and closer to my fortress. If I am fighting with the hero atop a moving platform, have disarmed him, I'm about to finish him off, and he glances behind me and drops flat, I too will drop flat instead of quizzically turning around to find out what he saw. Oh, God. I will not shoot at any of my enemies if they are standing in front of the crucial support beam to a heavy, dangerous, unbalanced structure. Okay. Maintain the cool. If I'm eating dinner with the hero, put poison in his goblet, then have to leave the table for any reason, I will order new drinks for both of us instead of trying to decide whether or not to switch with him. I will not have captives of one sex guarded by a member of the opposite sex. I will not use any plan in which the final step is horribly complicated, e.g., align the 12 stones of power on the sacred altar, then activate the medallion at the moment of total eclipse. Instead, it will be more along the lines of push the button. I will make sure that my doomsday device is up to code and properly grounded. My vats of hazardous chemicals will be covered when not in use. Also, I will not construct walkways above them. Why would you put walkways above them? I mean, trope. If a group of henchmen fail miserably at a task, I will not berate them for incompetence, then send the same group out to try again. After I capture the hero's super weapon, I will not immediately disband my legions and relax my guard because I believe whoever holds the weapon is unstoppable. After all, the hero held the weapon and I took it from him. I don't know what that one's a reference to. I will not design my main control room so that every workstation is facing away from the door. To be fair, I've seen a lot of workstations designed like that anyways. It's kind of stupid. I will not ignore the messenger that stumbles in exhausted and obviously agitated until my personal grooming or current entertainment is finished. It might actually be important. If I ever talk to the hero on the phone, I will not taunt him. Instead, I will say this his dogged perseverance has given me new insight onto the futility of my evil ways, and that if he leaves me alone for a few months of quiet contemplation, I will likely return to the path of righteousness. Heroes are incredibly gullible in this regard. Really? If I decide to hold a double execution of the hero and an underling who failed or betrayed me, I will see to it that the hero is scheduled to go first. When arresting prisoners, my guards will not allow them to stop and grab a useless trinket of purely sentimental value. My dungeon will have its own qualified medical staff, complete with bodyguards. That way, if a prisoner becomes sick and his cellmate tells the guard, "It's an emergency," the guard will fetch a trauma team instead of opening up the cell for a look. My door mechanisms will be designed so that blasting the control panel on the outside seals the door, and blasting the control panel on the inside door opens the door, not vice versa. My dungeon cells will not be furnished with objects that contain reflective surfaces or anything that can be unraveled. If an attractive young couple enters my realm, I will carefully monitor their monitor their activities. If I find they are happy and affectionate, I will ignore them. However, if circumstances have forced them together against their will, and they spend all their time bickering and criticizing each other except during the intermittent occasions where they are saving each other's lives, at which point there are hints of sexual tension, I will immediately order their execution. That is so many different stories. I don't even know which one to start with there. Just so many. Oh, wow. Any data file of crucial importance will be padded to 1.45 megabytes oh, wow. Do you guys remember when 1.45 megabytes was big? Oh, God, this is old. Padding a file. Just add a cat picture at this point. Finally, to keep my subjects permanently locked in a mindless trance, I will provide each of them with free, unlimited internet access. Okay. It's a good thing I already lost, because that would get me every time. That would get me. I'll be honest, if you pulled off this last one, I'm not sure you would be an evil overlord anyway. That's just beautiful, man. And that, everyone, is the evil overlord list. 1 through 100. Now, I know there's actually additional lists that have been added to it over the years. And yeah, it's been years. This is an old list. As you couldn't tell by number 99, 1.45 megabytes. Ah! Oh, wow. I remember when a gig was a big file size. And now it's like, oh, I need a terabyte now. Fuck me. All the same, though, everyone. Thanks for watching. That was fun. I enjoyed doing this. I looked at it years ago, but I never really got all the way through. But it's an excuse, damn it. I'm sticking to it. It's all the same. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Later.